Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nurse New Bullet and host Leroy, aka It's Been 3 Years. Take your damn mask off in public with my co-host.
This is Eli, aka Squadron Supreme Pizza.
There you go. Coming soon to Taco Bell. Yeah, we're back with the episode. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff we got to talk about, even though we don't have a lot of stuff we got to talk about. We got to do our whole
We're just making shit up, man. This is like, we ain't got shit to talk about.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, we kind of are. But when we don't have shit to talk about, that's when we have the most shit to talk about. I feel like this.
I'm watching the Flash trailer right now because I know.
Well, Dan, you didn't have to do research, man. When did we ever do research here?
We're going to talk about the Flash trailer? Oh, I better watch it then.
I probably should have took 2 seconds before I hit record.
Jake's in the house. What up, Jake? Give us something to talk about.
Yeah, because we have nothing to talk about because nothing happened. Here's the thing. Here's the reason we don't have anything to talk about. Now, this episode, because I told Eli that I was going to do an hour and a half. No, I was going to do a 2.5-hour episode this week on Street Fighter 6 demo.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
What up with that?
But here's the problem. I didn't play it.
Oh.
So.
Damn it.
Yeah. Sorry. I
was counting on that, man.
Sorry, Eli.
I did all my homework.
I know, because I told you I was going to do that. You was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting for that. I didn't even come through for it.
As in homework, I meant I looked at a lot of Chun-Li cosplay.
Oh, you see a screen? When did you do that? Did you review that? You reviewed that on here.
No, I didn't. Well, kind of, sort of. I saw like the last half. So I don't know. I saw the last half of Scream. And I missed the beginning kill scene, which to me is probably the best part of every Scream movie.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. Then I saw the last half. I saw the reveal, who the killer was, which is usually, for me, the worst part of every Scream movie.
Right. Even though it's usually, it's completely user predictable.
Yeah, you don't want me talking about this.
Yeah. But he did want you to talk about because he did post it earlier this week. Y'all watch, y'all gonna review it? Like, no. But Jake, I got Jack Harlow for you, but not now in the episode. I'll tell you what I think about it. I do it just to make before I thoroughly bash it. I want to make sure about it. So yeah. All right. Anyway, we actually do got something to talk about. Let's talk about something. What we're gonna talk about first off, before we get into anything else, before we get into the Wall of Moria, we got to talk about. We're going to talk something that we should talk about earlier. Bud Light. Now we're going to talk about Bud Light because Bud Light has been canceled by who, certain people. Because of this, there's a transgender TikToker, I guess, but she was. I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying this. She's a TikToker, but doing a promo on her TikTok page. Like she said, Bud Light gave her the Bud Light with her face on it, like advertised March Madness, something like that. And of course, when that happened, you know what happened after that. People got upset, like Kid Rock, for instance. This is how he felt about Bud Light after that. So that was on his. Let me
point out that he had to buy them to shoot them.
That is true. There were that time people protested anything, or to burn up or shoot, things like that. They're still putting money into people's pockets. So here's my thing about this. So, like I said, I know people are upset on this side and that side about what Bud Light's doing and everybody's boycotting Bud Light like that. This is what I want everybody that doesn't give a shit about what's going on to care. Not the people that care, the people that don't give a shit about care. People don't give a shit either way.
Oh, is this for me? You're doing this
for me?
Yes,
for you, for Jake, for everybody else. This is free game for anybody that's listening. Okay, so what I want you to do, buy stock in Bud Light. That's what you do. Think about it. Think about it.
Dude. I'm going to check that shit right now. Go ahead.
Exactly. That's the
I'm
thing.
jumping on my shit right
Yes,
now.
because here's the thing. It doesn't matter how mad people get. People will never be mad forever. So yes, they're mad right now. It's still
I'll get paid for another 2 weeks too. Shit.
But that's what you need to do right there. See, cancel culture or something, stock in it. Because get mad, move on to the next thing they're mad at. And that thing we're mad at a week ago now has gone back up to regular stock. Boom. Free. So we give stock tips on here also. You don't know who Kid Rick.
It's Anheuser-Busch.
Eli, look at this comment. Look at this comment, man.
Who's Kid Rock? Is it good? Dude, you don't need to know. If you do not know who Kid Rock is, consider yourself lucky.
I'm not even a demographic, and I know who Kid Rock is, but anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
He's a rapper / rocker / country singer / how does that even work?
He was a shitty rapper who turned shitty country singer.
How does that even work? How do you even go from rap to country? I don't know. But anyway, that's what we got. So let's get on to the Wall Memorial. Let's get on there. See, that's how when we don't have anything to talk about, we got too much to talk about.
Yeah. Now I'm talking about Kid Rock. Fucking
talk about. Neither one of us need to talk about Kid Rock at all. I don't know him. You don't like him. So yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, I thought Kid Rock sucked before it was cool to think Kid Rock sucked.
See, I don't know what that music. I just imagine it sucked. But I thought maybe other people like it. I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's not. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. We're going to talk about the Wall Memorial. We're going to talk about Harry Belafonte. His thing. Actually, we'll talk about Harry Belafonte because his thing. I don't know anything about Harry Belafonte. Like I know he's a big thing. I know.
You don't know the Banana song?
Banana song. I didn't know that was. I didn't know. I was some guy. I didn't know he was that deep into it that he actually had hits and bangers and things like that. You know, I just hear one thing about Harry Belafonte. He was important to the civil rights movement. Okay, what did he do? You're just saying he's important. What did he do? Then I decided to look it up, and I've looked up stuff he did. I was like, oh, he did a lot of stuff. So, like I said, we're going to start off with what you just said, the Banana song. Yes, because let's go a little bit deeper into the Banana song. You know the song. Jake may not know the song because at this point, I'm not putting it. It's back in the 80s.
Jake, you ever see Beetlejuice? It was in.
You ever see Beetlejuice? Heyo, me say that.
Heyo.
Yeah, when they was all possessed and didn't take that was and I know I was in the wrong key. I don't care. Whatever. The point is that Harry Belafonte back in the 50s. Okay, so we all know about Bob Marley. Basically, Harry Belafonte was Bob Marley before Bob Marley. So you got your Caribbean music, you got reggae, you got patois, you got dance hall. Before all that, you had calypso. Kind of like the same thing, but had the Caribbean style feel. So Harry Belafonte was the king of calypso. That was his style. That was what he did. He was like the first crossover artist to bring Caribbean music to white people. Sorry, that sounds weird. I think, but yeah, that's basically what happened. So that's why he became the. He don't
about
know
to get canceled and shit.
What did he say? Oh God. Okay. No, he's not white Bob Marley. Oh man. So yeah. All right. So let's think about that. So he was a King Calypso, King Caribbean music. Like I said, he had Dayo. He had what was the other song? It was also in the Beetlejuice. Something about shake, Sonora. That was him also. So that's what he did. So he led a lot of Caribbean music. So like I said, I knew about him because I thought he was this actor / singer. No, he was a singer / actor. The music came first. He moved the needle with music. So his music was his bread and butter.
Jump in the line.
You're the all time. Okay, yeah. I believe you.
Yeah.
We're both in the wrong key.
I can't flow like that.
What else we got out here? Okay, so like I said, we got that. We also got
my earliest. For me, it wasn't Beetlejuice. He was on the Muppets.
He was on the Muppets doing Dayo,
and it was hilarious because I remember Fozzie Bear. Now, for kids, Jake, I don't know if you know who the Muppets are. Because we're a bunch of old fuckers. Yeah, we used to watch the Muppets. It was like Sesame Street for like your dad, for not
right. But it wasn't like kiddie. No, like Muppet. Like you watch it now, Muppets had like adult joke, but it wasn't like raw raunchy jokes. They were just kind of like if older you kind of.
Yeah. But I remember Harry Belafonte was on the Muppets and they were doing the Dayo song, and Fozzie Bear couldn't get on beat, and it was hilarious. Like da da da. He was like he kept. I remember that was pretty funny. So that was like my earliest memory of that song from the Muppets. So that's how old I'm old.
Yeah, so like I said, the Muppets were a great thing. Harry Belafonte, but like I said, we got to get into some other stuff that he got into also because, like I said, he actually did a lot of stuff. Now we also got to talk about I know about the click. Oh, I know about the click. I'm not going to click that. Anyway, we're just gonna talk about it. All right. So with Harry Belafonte, he was also a big part of the civil rights movement. Now, what I mean by the big parts of the civil rights movement is that since he was part of he was good friends with Martin Luther King, and he was pretty much more or less bankrolling the civil rights movement because there wasn't a whole lot of millionaires they had in the civil rights movement helping the movement along. So he was one of them. So when Martin Luther King in Birmingham, Harry was bank time they got arrested, he bailed them out. Since he was this big celebrity, he got other big celebrities also like Marlon Brando and other people like that to kind of pay attention to civil rights movement also because, like I said, he was a big time celebrity. So he got the ball movement on them. So he got a lot of stuff going on. Did the Day-O song, like I said. He also starred in Carmen Jones, not the first all-black movie. Like I said, this was Black Panther before Black Panther, but it was the biggest black movie they had at the time. It was like back in the 60s. Dorothy Dandridge played Carmen Jones, first time a black actress ever got nominated for an Oscar. He played the main role in that one. So did a lot of stuff. Awesome. Just want to talk about that and move on. Oh, coming in hot. Jake, what you got now? Am I puppet? I don't get that one. Maybe Eli knows that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe it's younger than our time. Maybe that's why we don't know it. Maybe it's something said on TikTok. We don't know. But yeah, rest in peace to Harry Belafonte.
Yep.
Okay.
Good journey, sir.
Yeah. That being said, now I can move on to the next. Nope. We're gonna talk about some good stuff. We're gonna talk about Jerry Springer. Well, that's not good. We'll talk about Jerry Springer. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Jerry Springer. Like I said, here's the thing. I didn't know much about Harry Belafonte, but I was upset about Jerry Springer. I'm sorry, I was. I don't know, and it was just me. And a lot of people were more upset about Jerry Springer than they were Harry Belafonte. I don't know what it was because black people just love Jerry Springer. Now, Jerry Springer did a lot of things. I don't know if you know who he is, Jake.
No, that's not him. That's not him.
That's why. Even though he dabbled in there. He did the other wild stuff. He was just all over the place.
There's always fights going on at his show.
He had all the fights going on and stuff like that. And plus, if you don't know, he was in Austin Powers. That scene there. What if My Dad Was in the World? They had that scene where everybody just these crazy stories like my transgender slept with my boyfriend and some shit like that, and they just come out and just start fighting for just no reason whatsoever. My favorite episode of Jerry Springer before he got really, really wild. In an episode, a gang member, from the Crips, had a KKK member, and a third guy I don't know, but a third guy you don't need to be on stage with him. And all three of them was on stage at the same time. Jerry Springer's just like, why don't you guys talk it out why you don't like each other? And of course, 5 seconds later, a brawl broke out all over the damn.
Is he the one who had that bodyguard, the bald guy, the big bald guy?
Steve had his own show.
Okay.
Yeah, Jerry's my guy back in the day. I had to go to school. Yeah, because Jerry Springer played every day you came back to school. It was that. So it just got wilder and wilder. And a lot of people said that Jerry Springer, we shouldn't be celebrating Jerry Springer because he made black people look bad and played black people's stereotypes. But here's the thing. Jerry had everybody looking bad. There was more white trash on his show than ghetto ass black people out there just acting the fool. So he was equal opportunity trash. Like anybody on there used to come on the show and that's it. So.
He was on the X-Files. He was on an episode of the X-Files too.
Was he?
As himself. Yeah.
So, like I said, big thing, big staple in Chicago. He kind of killed the talk show of the 90s. Because the thing was, he became such a big thing that the other talk shows try to emulate what he was doing, but it doesn't work. Like Oprah can't have, gang members and KKK members on there itching to fighting everybody because she don't have bodyguards and shit. She can't do that. Sally Jeffrey Raphael can't do that. Hell, what was that one? Ricky Lake? No, not Ricky Lake. It was Ricky Lake. One of them somebody got shot. You remember that one?
On the show?
Not on the show. It was afterwards. It was really messed up. I don't know if it was Ricky Lake. Was the Raphael chick or was it somebody else?
Sarah Jessica Raphael? I remember her.
Jessica Raphael. I don't know. Somebody did it. They did something on there where afterwards somebody got shot and got canceled. Anyway, but these shows were just getting out of hand because everybody was trying to keep up with you.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah. That's on the tip of my tongue now.
Yeah. So it was wild because they kept
trying
to.
The one about the gay guy.
The one about the gay guy. He professed his love to his best friend on the show, and his best friend shut the show, and then the show got canceled because
Jenny Jones. That was her name? Was that her name?
The one about the gay guy. Even Jake knows it. Yes, Jake knows about it too. So that's the thing because they had to try to keep up with the crazy shit Jerry Springer was doing, and they kind of just killed TV shows all. I mean,
she's a
these talk shows
comedian.
altogether.
Oh, she did have a show. Yeah, Jenny Jones. Yeah,
Jenny Jones. I do remember Jenny Jones. She wasn't a very good comedian, but yeah.
Well, she had a talk show. That's what I remember from her.
Oh well. So yeah, that's what I want to say. So rest in peace to Jerry Springer.
Geraldo. I remember Geraldo had a show.
Geraldo got a show. He tried to do the crazy shit on it, got his nose broken.
And he got busted in the fucking nose.
A big brawl happened on that. I was like, damn. See, that's the thing, because everybody tried to keep up with Jerry.
And I remember Geraldo in the 80s. I hated Geraldo because he was always coming down on.
He wasn't like what he is now, you know.
Yeah, he was always like talking shit about metal and shit. I was like, fuck.
Well, he like super converted. He was on news for a while.
Yeah.
She got canceled. Well, she got fired after that. So yeah, that shit went under. So yeah, that's messed up. So want to say rest in peace to Jerry Springer. So yeah.
Good journey, sir.
What do we have next? Where is that good one? Oh, here we go. Found it. Okay. So also want to say piss Carol Bryant. Where are you? Let's find you. Okay, so people don't know who Carol Bryant is. Carolyn Bryant.
Oh,
man. Gotta break it down. I gotta talk about it. Here's the thing. This made black people so happy. We was upset about Jerry Springer, but when this happened, we were so happy. So I got to talk about this for a second. So yes, for those who don't know who Carolyn Bryant is, Carolyn Bryant, for one thing, is the woman that lied on the stand for Emmett Till, that got him brutally murdered to the point that he was unrecognizable. And not only that, she testified on the stand. She didn't get arrested for it. Never served time in jail. None of the people that killed Emmett Till for it. She's responsible for it. Probably ties to KKK also. We don't know it, but we kind of do, because we all know what the KKK is. They kind of migrated to politics to kind of rebrand themselves. Which kind of makes sense. Yeah, alt-right, because if it makes sense, her nephew became governor of Mississippi. So yeah, like a few years ago. So yeah, that's the thing about that. Like I said, she lived way longer than she should have, longer than Emmett Till should have been killed. And saying that black people should be out there, 80 or 90 would have been not justice. I'm like, man, let us have things. Let's just have peace once, justice. So from that, she don't know why she's dead, shit like that. So yeah, I want to say fuck you very much, rest in hell, to Carolyn Bryant. So can move on to the next part of the podcast. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's see where are we going with this next. You know what? Let's keep it breezy. Let's talk about the box office. Eli, give it to me. What is the number one movie?
I'm not sure.
Not a Marvel movie. That's done. So you can just forget about saying Marvel movies.
Oh, is it like I heard the Mario movie is like killing it.
The Mario movie is killing it. Right. Let me see where I can throw this up there right here. Oh, I didn't get a thing of it. That's okay. Anyway, Mario movie right now. Number one movie in the week. Evil Dead Rise is still number 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You always count on horror movies to make money.
Yeah, money all the time. Mario is the first movie of 2023 to hit $1 billion. Let me see if I can find that graph.
No, well, yeah, that makes sense.
A matter of fact, I got a list of the 2023. Is this it? I think that's it. Let's see. I think that's it. So not only is it at $1 billion, it's still climbing. So you got Super Mario Brothers at $1 billion. Next is Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, which is not even half of what it's doing. John Wick hanging in there, Creed 3. So not a really strong box office for this year. But like I said, Marvel's going to, because like I said, it's 30 years worth of 40. Now that I think about it, almost 40 years worth of branding. Everybody knows it. Kids know it. Parents, uncles know it. So, and I'm hearing it's a good movie. And Jack Black might win an Oscar for that damn song. That Peaches song is everywhere now. Sisu, I don't. Yeah, I figured.
Is that a Mario character?
No, that was what came out this week. Or it may come out next week. I don't know when it came out. It's like John Wick meets.
Oh, that's that Nazi guy, like the John Wick Nazi killer or something.
Yeah, something like that. So,
that looks dope. Is that out already?
I don't know. We need to do more research on this show, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know why we talk about this shit.
Right. We're just kind of just
the box office news to two dumb motherfuckers who don't know shit about it.
Right. Like, did that come? I don't know. What is that? Is that a Mario character?
What's the number one box office? I don't know.
Let me say, okay, so let's move on past that. So now we can talk about that trailer that Eli didn't watch. We can talk about the Flash trailer.
I just watched it.
You did just watch it. Thank you for doing your homework.
Subtitle and with no sound, but I watched.
Okay, did you watch it in English or Japanese?
Well, English, because I read the subtitle.
Oh, you gotta
No,
watch
I mean
Japanese.
I had it sound down in the caption.
Cecil came out last week.
Oh wow! Shit.
Okay, never mind.
Well, hopefully it'll be on the fucking streaming soon. Hey, Jimmy's in the house. What's up,
watch it. Somebody watch Sisu. Jimmy, tell us what Sisu is and how much you liked it and what's the plot. Spoil it. We don't care. Just go for it. Because we don't even know what it is. We got it confused.
That's that John Wick Nazi killer guy.
Oh, it's not a vampire movie?
No, it's like he kills Nazis, so John Wick style. It's like World War II. It looks cool. I just didn't know it was out already.
I'll check it out when it comes out or whenever,
Yeah.
All right.
I figure I will.
Now, let's the thing. Okay, so like I said, the Fast trailer just dropped. I know this dropped like early this week, and I know in internet speed, this is like to go when this movie drops. I know everybody's already had it. But here's the thing. I'm gonna let Eli do a top 10 things you missed on this trailer. So go.
Top 10. Superman? Or no, not Superman. Batman.
Batman, and Batman. That's what you need to know about this trailer, because that's what I want to talk about this trailer. So we're not gonna do this in-depth new rock star
frame by frame.
We didn't do all that. We're just gonna talk the meat of what we need to talk about. The main thing you need to take away from this trailer is Batman. That's it, because this is a heavily Batman-centric trailer. Not only that, remember this shot, Eli?
I don't, but that looks cool.
Okay, that was from the trailer. But I'm saying, do you remember from an old movie?
I remember, I remember at Batman '89. Yeah,
that's what they want you to. That's what they want. That's what they want you to do. They want you to think about Batman '89. They want you to think about, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. So they just throwing all this nostalgia.
Just the member berries, full of member berries.
Exactly. I even heard somebody, and even if you don't like, let's say you don't like Michael Keaton. Let's say Michael Keaton not Kane. Let's say you're too young for Michael Keaton. Jake. I'm just fucking with Jake. We love Jake. But you got Batman. You got Ben Affleck
in a gray and blue suit.
In a gray and blue suit, you got Batman. But what if I told you, Eli, there's more Batman than that?
Oh yeah.
Let's throw some more Batman at you. Now, see, this is our biggest hit that we got on our website, our Facebook page. This one. Now, this is from the Flash trailer also. If you look
Dark Knight's Metal or whatever.
No, it's not Red Death. It's not. Okay. Somebody else said that too. It's not a Red Death flick. But if you look closely at his suit, and I wish I could have zoomed in on it, that is the Batman Returns suit repainted. If you zoom in on it, that's actually, he still has the Batman logo on it. So Flash is wearing a Batman suit. So they really want you to go Batman on this. Batman.
That's gonna be in the movie for like 10 seconds too.
but it's there. That's all it needs for guys like us. That's it. The Flash movie, that's gonna be the Batman movie. That's what I'm saying. People are already saying it. What is this, like Into the Spider-Verse with Batman? Like,
yeah, it's
like
but yeah. Flash, No Way Home.
Yeah, right. Except Flash ain't in it, so it's and that's my thing about it. I think this is all strategic marketing, because we all know why. They don't want to. They want you to be focused on Michael Keaton or even Ben Affleck or whoever else you want to be focused on. Because they do not want you to be focused on Ezra Miller. They don't. Now, we know the movie's going to be all about Ezra Miller. He's going to be playing not only one, but two roles and stuff like that. But they want you to be focused on Batman, because if they get focused on Ezra Miller, they're going to get, people going to get reminded of all the Grand Theft Auto shit he did last year. Even though, here's the thing, most people don't even know what that shit is. Most people don't even know who he is. They don't know who's playing Flash this movie. They just see a DC movie with Batman in it. That's all they see. They don't know Ezra Miller, so they don't know all the crazy shit Ezra Miller did. So, honestly, that is very smart marketing on DC's part.
Yeah, because it's a miracle that this movie ever got made.
Right.
Because it was announced like 10 years ago or some shit.
Right. They kept doing it. Like Zack Snyder said, they make it as a Flash movie. They kept pushing back. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept rewriting, get all these directors, hiring and firing directors, firing screenwriters. We thought they were never going to make it. And then it finally gets
We
made.
even made a bet on this show one time that the movie wasn't going to come out on like a certain year, and it didn't come out that year. So whatever it was, I won that bet.
You might have to eat a cheeseburger again.
No, because I won that bet. So I would have had to eat a cheeseburger, but I didn't have to. So
yeah. So it's like it's finally made, and now this shit happens. It's kind of hilarious.
It is, but it's still coming out, so that's the thing. But it's funny that they put all in there. But they doing very strategic marketing with it. They're trying to make sure that we're focused on this. We're looking at this and not at this. Sleight of hand.
And hey, the internet. I know the internet loves to cancel shit and get all self-righteous and shit. But hey, think about all the motherfuckers that worked on it. That motherfucker ain't the only person in this movie.
Michael Keaton is in the movie,
and a bunch. Yeah, all the go see it for all those overworked and underpaid CGI artists who did all this shit, who stayed up for days and days making the Flash
run slow.
Yeah,
now
all the
good
lightning
news,
and shit. Yeah,
good news about it for everybody that's want to watch this movie. They have said that the Flash CGI has already been completed. Now I know that sounds like not a big deal. But when you go to Marvel, that is not the case. They pretty much saying that Marvel movies, they work up until the release date. And they're still working on CGI because they're so behind us. But this time, they actually gave them enough time to finish the shit. So when you see the movie, the CGI will be like, hey, we're done. We're finished. They finished movie, well, not a few years ago. And no, actually, they didn't finish, Jake. What they did, they finished principal photography. They finished most of it. But a lot of stuff they had to reshoot. They were still reshooting while Ezra Miller was on the run from his Grand Theft Auto bullshit because he was hiding out on the Warner Brothers lot shooting the movie. So yeah, early reviews been good. You can't trust it. Can't trust that. Yeah. They're paid shields. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah. All these big tentpole movies always have early good reviews,
right?
Or else there's an embargo.
Let's be honest with you, Eli. If Warner Brothers invited me to their press screening, and I met, all the celebrities and shit, got to shake hands with Michael Keaton and shit like that.
Ezra Miller, you got to meet Ezra Miller. And shit.
Yeah, you review? Because they damn sure going to invite me for a movie to come out if I do that shit. No, they ain't going to do that. So no, I'm going to kiss this movie's ass as much as I can if they invite me to that shit. So yeah, you can't trust any of that shit. That was the Marvel method. That was the Marvel method right there. You want to know why those MCU movies got like all 90s and 95s and shit like, or dark 85, like that's why. Because they were inviting all these critics and shit like that to press screenings, having to meet Robert Downey Jr. and all this shit like that. And look, you got to meet Scarlett Johansson. You gonna get Scarlett Johansson a bag?
Get all that swag, the big bag of swag. Hey, there's an iPad.
Exactly.
A free iPad.
Exactly. You're not gonna do that. You got to interview all these people like that. No, because if you do that, you ain't getting invited back. Kevin Feige got his hand on your shoulder, like, so what do you think about our movie? You're not going to give a bad review on that.
Free PS5 with the Avengers game.
Exactly. You're not going to give a bad review. So yes. So the only review you can trust in there right now is us. Until they start inviting to this shit. Then don't trust us either. So yeah. What do we got? But yeah, that's all I want to talk about the Flash thing. I don't want to do a top 10 things, even though Eli did 8 of the top 10 things because he went Batman. But some other shit happened in there too. But yeah, let's move on past that. What do we got next? Yeah, okay. About the CW show.
CW?
Yeah. I know nobody has watched this show in like 10 years and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, The Flash. Nobody's watched this like that, but I just want to talk about this one brief thing that happened. Green Lantern came back for one episode.
Ollie, like, what's his name? Ahmed or whatever?
Yeah, Stephen Amell. Yeah, he came back. Ollie, whatever his name was, he came back. Which was cool. We're glad he came back. What was that thing he did? Okay, so because the last episode of Flash, I don't know if you've seen it like that. Basically, he became the Spectre. He became a god. That created this multiverse shit like that. But
I did not know that. Really, Ollie became the Spectre.
Yeah, you didn't know that was like the big thing. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Okay, so I got to catch up with the Crisis on like that. Basically, what happened was Ollie died in this event and shit like that.
I remember him dying. I just don't remember him becoming.
But then he was recreated as the Spectre. So he had to fight the Anti-Monitor one-on-one, and then Ollie beat him, and then even though the Anti-Monitor ate the old universe, he rebooted the new universe. And that's the crisis that we have now. They got a chance to like reboot everything, stuff like that. But this episode was cool. So Ali showed up to Spect and he was like, hey, there's this bad guy in the show that's like eating my powers or draining my powers, stuff like that. So I no longer am a god. I'm just a human again. So now that he's a human again, now he can be Green Arrow. Because Green Arrow got no powers. He's like, now I can just beat ass like Green Arrow. And then they beat the bad guy. He gets his god powers back again. And that's the end of the show. Only person to see. Yes, I'm the only person still watching CW. That's it.
I watch Superman and Lois is great. I still watch
Superman and Lois is great. Superman and Lois, and that's what I'm saying. I know everybody hates the CW. Superman and Lois is a show that is better than the CW. That's it.
Yeah. And of course, I still watch Riverdale, which has been killing it this new season. Been killing it.
Really?
Especially if you're a comic book
you're not
fan.
joking. You really mean it?
It's all comic books. There's like fucking comic books with like characters coming to life out of comic books and killing people and shit. Fucking pretty sweet. Way better than The Mandalorian. Oh, I watched a couple episodes of the Gotham Knights.
Okay, you know what? I was just about to talk about Gotham Knights. Okay.
And
you go first before I start.
I'm just saying that like it did just enough to like, oh shit, I better watch the next episode. It did just enough.
Okay. Let me go. I'm glad you said that. It's like I don't hate the show. That's the thing.
I'm like it's totally cheesy and
yes, it's bad.
Fluffy.
It's CW. It's teeny bopper. It's all this shit like that. It's a show I should hate, but it's like it's just enough that
like
I want to know what happens.
The head gets cut off first episode. The talent.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit. I was not expecting that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, like it's a bad show, but it's like a good bad show. It's hard to describe. It's hard to describe.
I did not hate the couple episodes that I watched. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I expected it to be the worst thing the CW ever made. I was ready to just shit on this show, and I watched it. I was like, nah, kind of dig it, kind of okay. You know,
it's not totally terrible.
Exactly. Like it's bad, but it's watchable. If that makes it's weird. You just gotta watch the show. It's like we can't recommend it, but we do. If that makes sense.
Full of characters. I bet like Joker's daughter and like all these like characters that you barely know. Like they made up a character. Like,
right.
Okay,
am I the only one that's noticing they doing a will they won't they thing with Joker's daughter and Batman?
Something, yeah.
They kind of doing a thing.
Yeah. Okay. This is Fish Mooney. The character.
Right, just making up people shit like that. So yeah.
But I was like, oh shit. I mean, it's funny.
So how far did you make? Did you make to the Joe Chill episode?
Oh no, I watched like 2 or 3 episodes.
I'll be honest with you, the Joe Chill episode was actually pretty good. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, man. I thought it was actually pretty good. So I don't know.
Yeah, and it's funny because I do watch Riverdale.
And it has a Riverdale feel to it,
which is totally
teenagers
fluffy,
and shit.
But it's like there's a darkness. Like I know what Riverdale is, and the why I like Riverdale is because
know why you like Riverdale.
Yes. The eye candy. I'm not mad at all the ass, but there is like a darkness to this fluffy show. Whereas like Gotham Knights is like they're adding fluffiness to the darkness. You know what I mean? Right. It's like kind of opposite. It's fluffy darkness. Whereas Riverdale is dark fluffiness, and Gotham Knights is fluffy dark. I guess that's my only analogy. If that makes sense.
The only way I can really recommend Gotham Knights is if you ever seen a CW show, if you ever sat through a CW show. That's all I can say. If you sat through a CW show, you can watch Gotham. Like I can watch it. So that's. I can recommend this.
Yeah, if you're like a hardcore Batman fan, you should hate it. Like you would probably hate it if you're a hardcore Batman fan. But there's just there's just enough where like, okay, like.
Well, that's the thing because if you're a hardcore Batman fan, this show has a lot of fan service to it. Because it throws a lot of people in the spoiler alert for anybody actually watching this show. The mayor that Harvey didn't going up against is Lincoln March. Now, if you read the comic book, actually, did we review Court of Owls on this? I don't think we did.
No,
we planned to, but we didn't. Okay. Anyway, Lincoln March is a member of the Court of Owls. They hadn't revealed it yet, but in the comic, that's what he was. So the fact that he even is on this show, they're like, you're telling on yourself right now. So what's going on? So yeah. So It's cool. Like I said, they had Carrie Kelly, even though she don't look anything like Carrie Kelly, but she fought the mutant leader. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the mutant leader. That's when I was like, okay, this is the terrible part of this shitty ass show.
Right.
But I'm still not.
The fact they even went there. The fact they even went there.
They went to They added the CW version of the mutant leader. Sexy mutant leader. Like that guy's a mutant.
Love
really?
Me.
That guy's a mutant? Then I'm
hideous. Don't look at me. Don't look at my washboard abs.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, male model mutant leader. Yeah, Riverdale's all yeah. Speaking of abs, yeah, Archie's got abs, Jughead's got abs, everybody got abs.
Oh man. All right. So that's all we wanted to say about that. So let's move on there. Oh, it's another show that I actually been watching for that I actually do recommend. Let me see if I can find this show. It is on streaming. It is Citadel. That's the show I want to recommend. It's 2 episodes out right now on Amazon Prime. Really recommend it. What it is, it's a spy show, bunch of spies doing spy shit. I think it's produced by the Russos, but they don't have anything to do with it. But
is that
that's yeah.
That's all they do is spy shit now.
That's all they do is spy shit. They even stuck spy shit into Captain America, but yeah, they just do spy shit now. But this is actually good spy shit. Even though this spy shit is just every spy shit that's ever been. You see Jason Bourne in it, James Bond, Avengers.
I'm about to say Avengers is basically spy shit.
Yeah, I'm saying like the old Avengers. The city
and shit like that.
Yeah, Emma Peel, because it's that she's Emma Peel, he's the other guy with the umbrella, basically that thing like that. Oh, what other spy shit? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's all because they got all this weird technology shit going on like that. Like, okay, it's that. But here's the thing, so you can get mad at it if you want, and be like, well, if it's just like every other thing that's ever been out, why should I watch it? I got a newsflash for you. There's no such thing as original story. Not anymore. Everything that is out is reminiscent of something else. There's nothing original anymore. So the thing is, it's not what you do. It's
says the motherfucker's gonna go watch The Flash.
Right. I'm gonna watch the 80 superhero movie that came out 10 years. Like, okay.
Which is going to be a greatest hits of all the other superheroes.
Pretty much. Flash No Way Home.
The Flash movie is the greatest hits of all the
right. It's Flash No Way Home. We just said that.
Yeah.
And Michael Keaton is going to say every one line he ever said in all his movies. Yeah. He's going to quote Mr. Mom. He's going to quote every fucking thing he ever did. So, yeah.
Bruce Wayne / Tony Stark versus.
Right. We've seen it. That's the thing. But it ain't about what you
Barry
do.
Allen / Peter Parker. Yeah.
Right. They've been done that. So, yeah. So it's what you do with it. That's the thing. So yes, but the execution of the show is high level. That's what I like about the show. The plot, it gets you first 5-10 minutes, you're in, you're locked in. She's doing this sexy spy shit. She's doing the honeypot thing. He's doing this best James Bond ripoff thing. And then they just start shooting up shit and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Meanwhile, they got this will they, won't they thing going on. Awesome show. I like it. And who's the guy? Tucci. Same Tucci. He's in it. He's like the Q of the show. So yeah.
Oh, okay. The gadget maker or whatever.
That guy. Yeah. They are that guy. Yeah. So stuff like that. So
the guy in the chair.
The guy in the chair. There you go. Now, can you move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna talk about the Vidja Game section. Like I said, I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to do my 3.5-hour Street Fighter tutorial on this episode, which I was planning to do. But what I will do, we'll talk about Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. I'm so excited for this. I really am. I used to play the hell out of this game on PlayStation. Matter of fact, let me see if I can play the video. We're gonna pull up the video. I used to play the hell out of this game back on like PlayStation 3, 2, like that. Oh, I just fucked something up. I don't even know what I just fucked up, but I fucked it up. I'm fucking up left and right. Anyway. Let's get to what we're talking about. Oh, like I said, we're gonna talk about Armored Core because it's basically, people don't know what Armored Core is. Basically like a Gundam thing. Okay, we got to pull it up. Cool. Let's see if I can expand that. It's like a Gundam thing where you like fight mechs and shit like that, but you like make your own stuff like that. So that's what makes it so awesome. But here's the thing: even though you got mechs and shit like that, what you're really gonna be doing the whole time on the show is that you're really going to be just building your mech. Let me sit fast for this bullshit. Let's get to the good stuff. Okay, you're gonna be building your mech, and you're gonna spend hours and hours and hours building mech. You're gonna put feet on them. You're gonna put rockets on the back of them. You're gonna put jets on them. You're gonna put trail on them. You're gonna change out his eye holes and shit like that. And if you don't, where you're gonna fight them for like 5 minutes and then go back to the drawing board and rebuild them again. So it's really like a car game. We're just working on a car, except it's a robot that kills people. So it sounds boring, and it is boring, but it's awesome. Okay. It's like fishing. Fishing
the most awesome time you're gonna have being bored.
Exactly. It's like fishing, man. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like surreal, serenity. It's relaxing, building your robot, building parts, shit like that. It's just relaxing doing this stuff.
It's like Minecraft.
Shit. That's exactly what it is. Now that you just said it. That's exactly what it is. Minecraft for old motherfuckers. That is. But you do get to go in there. You do get to do robot mech shit and all that. Like all that's in the game. You get to do all this shit, But that's not what you're going to be doing the most of the time. The most of the time you're going to be doing is just building shit. I need to make my robot cool so I can have him do shit like this. But you're not going to be doing the most other shit like that. So that's all I can say. So, like I said, I'm excited. And it's coming out for PC. So I got to get it. It's the first time an Armored Core game ever came out for PC. I'm going to love it. And that's it. This sounds like Sims for nerds. Isn't Sims for nerds?
I think Sims is for nerds.
Yeah, that's but even nerdier than that, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
now,
like I said,
do you remember Cyborg Justice for the Sega Genesis?
It sounds familiar. What is
it? It was like a beat 'em up game back on Sega Genesis back in the 90s. But it was a side scroller beat 'em up, but you were a robot. And you can like pull off arms. You can interchange their body parts, and like give yourself like different arms, and different torsos and legs. That it was, you could suck out. You could like absorb energy. So after a while I was able to beat that game without dying like on one guy because you could like basically recharge your battery. You can grab a robot and pull it apart because I knew the moves and shit. I knew all the moves, and then you could like absorb their energy, and your life meter would get full again. So I could go through that whole game.
I feel like I heard of it, but it doesn't sound familiar. I'm gonna look it up, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that game."
Cyborg Justice, Sega Genesis, dope ass game.
This was on Sega Genesis. I played every Genesis game there was, but yeah. All right, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay, like I said, it's Comic Book Bullies. We're gonna talk about comic books. We're gonna jump into it. You got an ass load of books this week, Eli, so I'm gonna let you go. Some of them we're gonna put. I thought you had 4. You didn't have 4?
No, I have 3. Right?
I don't know. I put down 4, I guess. I don't know what. I'll tell you what. If I click on it, just review it, even if you didn't read it.
All right. Well, since May the 4th is coming up soon this week, I'll start with the Star Wars book.
Okay.
And this is Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red.
Which they've done this with a bunch of Marvel books.
Yeah,
so
they've done this before with Marvel characters. Basically, the book is just black, white, but there's red in it. Those are the only colors. It's just an anthology. The first story is by Jason Aaron. Was pretty cool. Darth Vader is after some guys, but the guy figures out how to hack into Darth Vader's suit and basically incapacitate Darth Vader. And that's a to be continued. So they're actually going to continue this story. Then, of course, here's the image from Peach Momoko. Peach Momoko. Artist. That the Gomer and the rest of the guys at This Geek and Comic, they are swooning over Peach Momoko's art. She does a lot of variant covers for Marvel, and she's got this sort of very painted anime style of art. And her story is basically, there's no words, it's all visuals, and it's just this, I don't know if she's a Jedi, it's some woman having these dark visions of Vader. So like very weird abstract panels. And then the third story is just Vader being a badass. A bunch of like rebels or this crew breaks into an Imperial base. They're trying to turn some sort of weapon onto the Imperials, but the Imperials are having a hard time. They're behind. They're behind schedule. They're having a hard time getting the weapon online, getting it activated, arming this weapon. But then these rebels come in, hack into the system, arm the weapon, and they're right about to blow up the Imperials. But then Vader shows up and says, "Thank you for arming our weapon for us," and kills the guy. So that was pretty cool. So it's just three short stories on Vader, just Dean Vader. So it's pretty cool. 4 out of 5. And I guess it sounds like there's gonna be some more of this, this Vader series. So
okay, so Vader, Black Runner Red, number 2 and number 3.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, Jason Aaron's story is gonna continue, it looks like. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Pretty cool. The art is cool. And just seeing Vader do Vader shit. So as long as he ain't going, no, I'm cool with it.
They'll bring it back.
So yeah, 4 out of 5.
Cool. All right. So first issue. First thing I'm going to do is this going to be a doozy. This is going to be a big one. It's going to take a lot out of me. So just to give you a heads up, this is going to be Sinister Dominion number 1, even though it's the last issue of this. I was
about to say, how many of these motherfuckers are there?
Right. This is it. This is the end of the story. So yeah. So this is the last Sins of the Sinister, or Sins of Sinister. I don't know why I put the in it. Yes, that's going on with this book right now. So like I said, we last left off. Sinister finally found the Moria machine, and he's about to go into it, but he has her to get into it before Beast invades, and takes over everything. Well, Beast sends his army and kills everybody. That's the main thing. With that now. Big book. Let's get into it. The book starts off. Okay, so you have this Ghost Rider. We missed an issue right now. But anyway, Galactus Ghost Rider is actually protecting the storm system, is what they call the thing now. While they're doing that, Mr. Sinister, last issue, he killed John Ironfire. That guy's dead. That guy's dead. Everybody's dead. Just Sinister, just standing by himself. And basically, he finds out that Moria is still alive. So he's just like, Moria, how the hell are you still alive? So he's like, I found the base where your Moria machines are, but I can't get in there. They locked it up. And now that you killed John Ironfire, we got no way to get in. You're like, oh shit. So, and he's like, damn, well, I killed him, so we can't get in there. Meanwhile, she just like, hold up. There might be another way we can get in because I hear something coming. And what did they hear coming? They remembered that Juggernaut bullet they shot at Thanos 1,000 years ago is headed towards them. Somehow they knew to put the storm system exactly where it is right now because the trajectory was going to hit. By the time Juggernaut hits there in 1,000 years, he was going to hit exactly there. So what Juggernaut did is punch a hole right through Ghost Rider Galactus' head and punch right through the storm system's head, and it freed up the Moria machine, so now he can get inside. So yeah. Meanwhile, Sinister gets stabbed, and he gets stabbed by John Ironfire, the guy that he shot in the head last issue. The reason John Ironfire is dead is because his mutant power is to turn his blood into steel in the metal. So right before Sinister shot him, he turned his blood into steel because he knew Sinister still going to do some shit. Like, I'm going to just kill Sinister and just be done with it because I don't need you anymore. Meanwhile, when they do that, Moriarty's going to walk into there, and yeah. We cut to Beast, who has an army of, those cuckoos, those sister cuckoos, and he cloned Namors, but they're Namor knots. So they're Namor / Juggernauts. And he got an army of them, and they're headed to the storm system right now, and he's going to wipe out everything. But meanwhile, he realized, since they got Ghost Rider Galactus there, we need help. We need help to the one person we can't trust. And they decide to trust Charles Xavier, who has cloned a whole bunch of Charles Xaviers on another planet. And he's like, oh, you need help. And since they let down his defenses, Professor X took over Beast's body. I'm drew like a slob, control over the sister cuckoos. And now he's telling him, fight for your dream. And what he does is take over Ego the living planet and sends that to kill the storm system. So so you got Ego about to head over there fighting, and Sinister's trying to tell Fire, look, you ain't got time for me. Ego the living planet controlled by Charles Xavier's on his way, and you don't have enough power to stop him. And he was like, what do you mean I don't have to stop him? You must have forgot my power. I would turn my blood into metal. So it's only stop an idea, not listen to it. So he cuts his head, he cuts himself, and he turns his head, the blood transformed into Magneto's mask. And he's like, oh, cool, you stole Magneto's idea, which he stole from Juggernaut. That's cool, but that's still not enough. You need more help from me. So if you don't kill me, I will give you Iceman's blood, because that will give you control over all the blood air. It will give you just enough power, maybe it would stand a chance to professor. He was like, okay, well, fine, I won't kill you right now, but I might come kill you later on after I'm done. So he injects him, and that injects him with all the Iceman's blood, which turns him to this big blood monster, and he's headed right for him. And Professor X is like, oh, I can feel the presence. Is that Eric? He's like, no, it's not Eric, but Eric wants to tell you something. He was right, and he punches a hole right through Ego Delivered Head's chest, head, I guess. Meanwhile, Sinister sneaks into the Moria machine. Now that the room is open, he goes in there, sees a whole bunch of dead bodies all over the place, and he sees Moria standing over Mother Righteous' dead body, and she's about to take out the Sinister. So he starts shooting at her. He's like, Moria, don't do that. Don't steal the Sinister. Let me upload my brain first and my 1,000 years worth of knowledge before you do that. Because if you don't do that, this is going to be a repeat of everything we just saw. So they get to shooting this thing like that, trying to shoot each other, and Sinister's trying to talk her out of it. He's like, look, we figured something out, because if we don't do this, Charles Xavier is going to come here, and he's going to kill both of us, because, we never fit into his dream of what mutant supremacy is supposed to be, So anyway, Charles is sending a whole bunch of Namor knots at them, and he's like, look, and Moriarty's just like, okay, fine, go ahead and upload your stuff in there, and then we'll just delete this universe and start over. So he's like, okay, well, cover my 6. While he's doing that, Moria is shooting a whole bunch of Namor knots, and Mr. Sinister's like, okay, this is going to take a second. I'm uploading 1,000 years worth of information in this computer. It's going to take more than 5 seconds to do it. She's like, well, you gotta hurry up, because we don't even have 5 seconds. So he uploads the information. He's just like, you know what? Instead of me rebooting this universe, first, how about I become a god? Because basically he's involved in his other backup plan that he didn't tell anybody what he had. So what he's got, this thing is called, what was it called? Inferno failsafe. He's going to infect, he's going to set off the Inferno failsafe. Now what that is going to kill everybody in the universe that has his X gene built into him, which at this point, 1,000 years in the future, is like 5 kajillion people. It's basically almost the entire galaxy. And he's just going to kill everybody.
Sinister's X gene?
Yes, Sinister X gene, the gene that he uploaded into other people, and they uploaded into other people, which is like at this point, 1,000 years in the future, like damn near everybody. So he's going to kill everybody, but not only is he going to kill everybody that has the X gene is going to load their psyche into his brain, making him more powerful than a god. And when I mean more powerful than a god, he's going to be above a god. He's going to be a dominion. And that's what it comes from. So that's what the thing is. So he's like, don't give me that look, Mario. We were going to kill this universe anyway. But first, I need to become a dominion. I need to be more powerful than a god. Because that's the whole reason I even did this shit. I need 1,000 years worth of mutants with my DNA to absorb into myself in order to pull this off. Because that's the only reason I even let it go this far. So basically that's what he did. Flip the switch. Every except 3. They said 3 mutants live, but they don't put 3 mutants were there. Anyway, everybody's dead. I think that's maybe 2 right there. But anyway, let's keep going. Everybody's dead, and they absorb all of their psyche and consciousness into him, and he levels up to another plane of existence. So now he's everywhere, every win, everything, all the stuff like that. And he's like, well, I'm gonna just escape this reality and just go wherever. I don't even care about this universe. Let it stay, let it leave, whatever. I don't care. I can go wherever I want to now. I can hop into another multiverse. I can go to DC universe if I want to. Who cares? So he's ready to jump out this timeline, jump out this universe. Before he can do that, he gets blocked. He's like, what the hell? What's blocking? What's stopping me from leaving this? And then he realized what happened. Like, oh shit. somebody else already did it before me. He was like, who are you? And the voice tells him everywhere, everything, stuff like that. I'm you from another time, but I'm not you actually. Another one of the other Sinisters, the other ones like Mother Righteous and Dr. Stasis and then Bobo Dude, whatever like that. It's one of them. And he's like, but main thing you need to know is that it's not you. And boom, he pops out of existence. So now he just like that. So now he's back. And he's back in he's like, oh shit, I'm back. What the fuck? What happened? So basically he wasted 1,000 years and killed an entire galaxy for nothing. Somebody already beat him to it. Somebody is already outside the timeline. Somebody's already Dominion. And Moria's just like, well, you did that shit for nothing. So, and that's when John Ironfire shows back up. Apparently Charles didn't kill him. He was like, you killed the galaxy and now you will suffer. And boom, chops his head off.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So 1,000 years for nothing. He's just laying on the floor. And Moria is just like, well, he did learn something. He learned that he's nothing. And now she just shoots the Moria clone. And once you kill a Moria clone, that's it. So they basically, this is the timeline of Moria 7.1. And they basically say how long it lasts, how many people died, and who died, all that shit like that. Anyway, we cut back to basically what happened at the end of Sins of Sinister 1, the first issue. Now we're back there. This is Moria timeline point 2. And he's about to, the timeline. We say, before I reboot the time, let me just make sure and make sure anything. And he checks the machine, he sees that 1,000-year save point in there. He was like, oh, there's a 1,000-year save point in here. There's some good stuff. I wonder what's in this. So before he can get there, he gets this voice from Moria, and Moria's just like, oh, you fucked up, Sinister. I already know what you was about to do. Matter of fact, and then she tells him what happened in the future, because he doesn't know what happened, because like I said, he's now, he don't know what happened. So what Moria did is uploaded the timeline into her psyche. She knows everything. So she's telling him, you fucked up. That thing, that plan that you had to last 1,000 years and become a god and dominion, stuff like that, somebody already beat you. You're nothing. You've already been beaten. So so he realized that even trying to do it is not even worth his time. So yeah, he's like, your story is over. This is my story. And then she kills the Moria clones. But the reason the timeline doesn't reset, because he realized there was a virus implanted in them first that took away their powers before she killed them. So now there's no more Moria clones. So he can't reboot the timeline. They're stuck wherever they are right now. So, and not only that mutant that he created back in the timeline, Rasputin 4, the Moria machine cloned her with all her memories. So she remembers everything. And she was like, Sinister, you bastard. She's ready to kill, because Sinister screwed her over in one of those books that we didn't read. So she's like, I know what to do with you.
That we didn't read.
Right. It was so many of them I didn't read. So the other one, Mother Righteous, in her regular timeline, I guess either the old Mother Righteous in the future or Moria Mataga, I think Mother Righteous did it. She sent her back the stories of everything that happened in the timeline. So this whole wing is the 1,000-year future that's going to write that. So she's just going to sit there and just read everything. So she knows what happened in the future. So she's like, interesting. So, like I said, we cut back when Mr. Sinister killed all the 4 members of the Quiet Council, and they're about to, and Destiny's like, uh-oh, the future has changed. There's more of it. Because at this time, she thought the future was going to end, because that's what happened to Mr. Sinister. But now the future's been changed, then it was going to happen. So that's when Rasputin 4 shows up with Mr. Sinister. And they were like, well, thank you. We were looking for that guy, because he killed like 4 of us. It's like, well, there you go. You can have him. Do what you want with him. So they take Sinister, and Sinister's pleading his case. He's like, no, you got to understand. The Dominion is already here. It's everywhere, everywhere, everything, and it's not me. I'm the least of your worries. When the Dominion gets here, you guys are screwed. And he's like pleading with like Destiny, tell them, you know the future. Tell them that I'm nobody. Really coming. And she's like, nah. And she just gets sucked in. You need me, stuff like that. So he gets sucked with all the other assholes, and that's it. They're out of there. So everything's back to normal. Or is it? Because what happens is that Mother Righteous shows up, and since Mother Righteous knows the future, she basically tells them, oh yeah, Mr. Sinister put like infect your own DNA, the four of you came back, like Professor X, Emma Frost, and two other people, I can't remember who it was, who were like, yeah, you all are infected. And matter of fact, the infection's so deep, you can't even tell if you're infected or not. So she was like, oh, well, that's not good. So basically, it's like, well, what do we do? And then Professor X is like, well, there's only one thing we can do. We're not fit to be on the Quiet Council because as Mr. Sinister activates us, that whole 1,000-year hellhole he invented is going to start again. So there's only one thing we can do. So they decide to put themselves in the pit. Because those are the four that, Sinister infected. It was like, until we find out exactly how far that Sinister implanted his gene in us, we're not fit to be on the Quiet Council. So just send us there, and until we figure out what's going on, then bring us back. And basically the pit opens up and get them. And Storm is just like, well, how do we thank you, Mother Righteous, for saving us? She's like, all you gotta do is just say thank you. She's like, okay, thank you, Mother Righteous. And Storm says thank you, while Hope, Emma, Professor X, and Exodus get sucked into the pit with Mr. Sinister. The end. So that's how the story ends. So, like I said, a lot of stuff, a lot of meaty, a lot of stuff I didn't realize, so I had to go back and reread it. But yeah, this was not a happy ending. This was a screwed up ending. But
well, kind of, sort of, because Sinister is a prick.
Right, and Sinister got his in the end, but the X-Men got theirs in the end also. So
is this was what Hickman was trying to do?
Well, kind of, because in those backstories and those like excerpts, Hickman was telling stories of what he was trying to do, but you had to like read all that bullshit to know what's going on. So it kind of follows that, but doesn't follow that. Because in Hickman's run at the end of the universe, robots supposed to show up and supposed to kill everybody, but no robot showed up. So
okay,
yeah, but they hinted at it. He was like, I'm trying to be one of them. So kind of like Hickman, but not Hickman. But anyway, doesn't matter. A few more months, all this Krakoa shit gonna get wrapped up anyway. So yeah, so that's it for that. So overall, maybe I would have liked it more if I read all the stories, because some of this stuff I was like, wait, what's going on?
Well, yeah, because I remember like thinking I was gonna try and like read this, but then
I had to like I'll be honest with you, I cheated. I went on Marvel.com and read their synopsis of this just to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I knew I saw like the checklist. I'm like, man, I can't even afford that, right?
Right. It's a lot of shit. I missed over a lot of stuff in there. So, like, for instance, where the hell did Ghost Rider Galactus come from? They came from one of them Nightcrawler books. Now, like,
yeah, Ghost Rider Galactus. Like, what the fuck? Like,
right. So maybe we missed a story or so, but yeah, that's all I got for that. Like I said, meaty story, a lot of story. The only really worthwhile things of this entire book was the Storm books. That was it. Everything else just kind of like, whatever. So, Age of Apocalypse still better than Sense of Sinister. So, and House of M was better than both of them. So there you go. I don't know what X-Men villain they're gonna do next reality next. What do they got? Juggernaut? I don't know. It's just shit. So.
Well, like Beast right now is like a bad.
Oh guy. Yeah, Beast's an asshole too. So Beast might rewrite reality. So yeah. Yep, that's all we got. So
I guess I'll do Daredevil number 10.
So is this it?
Chip Zdarsky? No, I think there's a couple more, right?
I don't know. That's why I started to get it, because I heard it's about to wrap up, and I don't know if it's wrapped up now.
I know, or maybe it could be, or maybe there's one more. I don't know. So this let's see, recap. So Daredevil and Elektra, they're leading the Fist, which is this other ninja clan that's supposed to take out
the hand. Right. They can't call him the Foot, because that's already taken.
Yeah. And then and to build an army, Daredevil busted out a bunch of supervillains and basically recruited them. And then the Avengers are like, okay, can't be doing that shit. So basically Avengers showed up, and they're like, okay, we're here to bring you in, Matt. And there's a big old fight. You know, their armies, the Avengers are there. And you basically get that whole Daredevil is finally becoming Frank Castle, the Punisher, basically saying, you heroes are kind of naive and don't do enough to fight crime. You're basically part of a broken system that thinking your way of doing things is going to change everything, and it doesn't. You just keep doing the same shit over and over, and it doesn't work. So you guys, superheroes, lack the ability to do what's done. And Daredevil's like, I'm willing to do that now, which is who says that shit?
The
Punisher. Yeah.
Frank Castle. Yeah.
So he basically has this conversation with Spider-Man, who, Daredevil views Spider-Man as like the ultimate superhero. He's like a totally, like, probably the best superhero that ever was. He wants to do good. He's all about, saving the day and helping people. That's what he genuinely wants to do. But he's basically a cop. He doesn't make it.
Right.
He even says
put
that.
Out fires. Yeah.
He's just basically a cop. Nothing. He comes there after the fact. He shows up after the fact and doesn't really prevent crime or look into the deep-seated causes of crime and, societal, woes that cause crime. He's just a band-aid. So they kind of have a fight, they fight it out at here. Daredevil steals Spider-Man's little web cartridge and hits his baton with it and basically webs up Spider-Man. And then he goes after that book that the Fist had about prophecies and shit and all that. So that's basically what happens. And then an avalanche comes, and I think they suggest that Matt got swallowed up in the avalanche and shit, and just shows his mask at the end. So that's about it. It kind of, big fight between big superhero fights, and just sort of that philosophical debate between, because that's always been, Daredevil versus Punisher. It's two. How do you fight crime? Daredevil always represented law and order, even though he still broke the law, and Punisher always pointed out that hypocrisy. It's like, yeah, the system works, hence why you exist.
Right.
You claim to represent law and order, yet you break the law.
Hashtag crime. Frank was right. That's what he said.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's sort of, and Frank's way ain't the way either. I mean, nothing they're doing, both guys don't really go into the what causes crime, why crime exists. It's usually because of poverty and struggle.
Right. Economics. It's always about economics, right?
Yeah. And what that's never solved. They never attack the actual causes of poverty, which leads to crime. They're just like, let's prevent crime and enforce laws and throw people in jail when they break these laws.
Let's just go to the poorest neighborhoods where they're disenfranchised, having money, and beat the shit out of them.
So I did like the little that sort of commentary of this book. So it's like Daredevil is basically realizing that Punisher might be right to a certain extent, but Punisher just goes out and shoots everybody. So it's like his way ain't the way either. So Punisher's a fucking psychopath. So that's not how you do it either. So, but no, I did dig this as far as like the little statement it was making and shit. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Cool. All right. So next book I'm going to do is Action Comics 1054. Eli, did you read this one?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So this is another one in that Action Comics, Kal-El and the Superman. Because Superman is just by himself, but Action Comics is the whole family. So yeah, family. So yeah, it's about that. Metallo is on the loose again. He's about the last issue, Superman's adopted daughter went on a killing spree. So that's what we picked up from there.
No, yeah. I read like the first 1 or 2 issues of this, and then I just stuck to the Superman book, and then John's book.
And then because John's book about to wrap up too. So let's go right now. So yeah, one of the super twins, which is new Superman's adopted kids that he adopted from World. So she went on there and just started wreaking havoc. Matter of fact, they even think one person might be even dead on the ground right now. They're like, Superman wanted Superman's kill somebody. So that's when John and her brother shows up. Also, what the hell did you do? And she was like, did you kill somebody? You're like, well, that's the thing. He was about to attack somebody. I had to not stop him. She's like, I screwed up. I was supposed to babysit you too while my mom was out doing stuff. Now you didn't kill somebody. She's like, no, it's not what you think. You don't understand. She's like, let me go get this guy, take him to the hospital, and hopefully we make this worse than what it already is. So he grabs the guy and she realized it's alive. He was like, man, let's go ahead and get you to the hospital. And the whole crowd's looking like, wait, you just tried to kill somebody? And that's when the guy says, "Oh, no, we're Superman. I'm just fine." And it's one of Metallo family people. That's why she attacked him, because she knew he was about to turn. So it was a whole trap the whole time. And not only is he that way, the whole crowd is. The whole crowd is a bunch of Metallo people. So the whole day there, because like Superman took family members, I'll take his family members. And that's when Clark is just, in traffic, things like that. But he, uses X-ray vision, realizes his kid's in trouble, and he just takes off. Is Jimmy there? Oh, Jimmy's not there. But either way, nobody even sees him. He just takes off, and it gets so fast nobody can see him anyway. So you got his kids fighting Metallo's quotations kids, and that's when Superman shows up, and he's just like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, no, Metallo shows up. He's like, oh, you want to fight me, Superman? Because John calls himself Superman. So he's like, you ain't the real Superman. I want the real Superman. And that's when he beats the shit out of John. And that's when he takes the kids and he teleports out of there. He like tells Superman he knows where to find me. And Superman finally shows up and he realizes that he's gone. And they fight, the more Metallo people, shit like that. And John's like, no, I got to get the kids back. I told them that they think I hate them. They think I didn't want them around, but it's not like that. So I got to go find them. And Superman is just trying, Clark is trying to tell John, he was like, don't worry about it. I'll get the kids back. I need you to take care of these Metallo people. So can you do that for me? Like, yeah, Dad, I can do that. So Superman goes to the sky, goes to stop Metropolis, and uses his super hearing to, to hone in on where they are. They can hear two heartbeats that don't sound like anybody, that sound like humans. They sound like refugees from our world. And he hears one heartbeat that almost sounds machine-like. So it's got to be Metallo. And it's like one of old Lex Luthor's safe houses. So he goes there, because he's like, Metallo's easy to find. And he goes there, and Metallo's got his two kids. Meanwhile, he hears a voice in his back saying, kill him, John, because that's Metallo's real name. And Superman's like, let the kids go. And basically he blamed him like, Superman, you took my sister. If you don't get my sister back, I'm gonna kill these kids. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Metallo. Obviously somebody controlling you right now. So that's when he like puts his kryptonite powers all on Superman. And tries to fight him. Is some Superman real the kryptonite is hurting me, but the kryptonite case in some world technology. So he cripples it and takes it out and realizes the world technology, somehow world technology actually powers up Superman, powers him up so crazy that he becomes even more powerful than he's ever been before. And he gets so powerful that he like telekinetically lifts up Metallo in the air and then does some anime shit and turns in and creates the Susanoo. I think it's called a Susanoo. That's some shit that Sasuke did in Naruto. I'm gonna show you the move. It's this damn move right here, where he like forms like an armor around himself, where nobody can touch him. So Superman does that shit.
Oh, okay, I see what it is.
Yeah. So this is like the third time we've seen Superman just rip off a damn anime power and just use it. So he turns into like armor himself, grabs Metallo and beats the shit out of him with his armor. Even the kids are like, what the fuck? Superman can do that? So yeah, so Superman's just inventing a new power every comic, every issue now. And beats the shit out of Metallo, and Metallo's done. And then he does like those heat vision bullets he does. He like and like takes out Metallo, chops his arms off and shit.
Is he gonna do the super lips or the super kiss?
Makes him forget and shit like that. Or like the big S where he throws it at him and shit.
He throws the S off. Yeah, the big plastic S.
Right. So he exposes the kryptonite thing and he's like, stay down, Corbin. And that's when Metallo's like, go ahead, Superman, go ahead and finish me off. And he just like, really, John, you don't think much of me, do you? Like, look, I use my power to help people. And right now, you are people that need my help. Because obviously, if your sister's in trouble, somebody needs to rescue your sister. So he actually picks up Metallo's arm and fixes it back on Metallo's chest, even though Metallo thought he was about to kill him. They're like, no, you need my help. And the kids is like, that's the lesson we need to learn from Superman. So meanwhile, where is Metallo's sister? We find Metallo's sister is trapped in another building somewhere else. And she's being held by another Superman villain who turns out to be Hank Henshaw, the cyborg Superman. He has returned. And he is a whole trap for both Metallo and Superman.
I don't think I know who that is.
Cyborg Superman. Yeah, when Superman died, Superman returned. You had the 3: Steel, Superboy, Eradicator, and Cyborg Superman.
Is this from like the 90s?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
You know him. If I show him, you know him. Anyway, Hank Henshaw, big thing. Hasn't really been a thing in the
that fucking name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was like half robot. He looked like a Terminator, like Terminator Superman.
Yeah, okay.
You know him. If I show him to you, you'll know him. But anyway, he's back. He's the thing. This wasn't the first time he came back, because in one of those Dark Crisis books, he showed up and beat the shit out of John Kent. So yeah. So yeah, that's it. So overall, cool story. I'm feeling it. So it looked like Metallo and Superman are going to team up next issue. So
all right,
that's a cool thing. Never seen that before. So all right. So yeah. So what you got?
I guess I'll do this Aliens Thaw #1. Oh shit, wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do this book. I guess I could do this book. I mean, shit. Here, Alien. I'll do Alien.
Okay. I told you. I told you it was in the book you did.
I wasn't gonna do this one. I mean, I could. I mean, just like we don't have time. We're doing a good time. So
yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. So Alien Thaw #1. This is a new story arc from Marvel's Alien. They got Alien now, the Alien series.
Mm-hmm. But isn't this like Fox Studio comics or something?
It's one of the Fox properties. So
yeah.
Alien owns.
But I mean, like that's their new imprint. I mean, like Marvel. Yeah.
So this is the new story arc, and it involves a family on this ice planet. They're working for some company that is supposedly harvesting water. They're this ice planet, so they're basically digging ice and purifying it and making water for, because the universe needs water. They need water resources. So ice melts and becomes water. So they're on an ice planet. The daughter finds a face hugger. That thing that pops out of the egg and jumps on their face and lays the egg down your throat and all that shit. She finds one in the ice and she cuts it out. It's frozen, brings it back to the lab. The dad is really cautious, why'd you bring that? Don't bring it back. But the mom, who's pregnant, ends up telling their bosses, yo, we found this new specimen. Because she doesn't want to they've been stuck on this ice planet for a long ass time. They haven't heard from anybody in months, and she doesn't want to have her baby on this ice planet, on this frozen world. So she wants out. So they've been contacting, contacting other spaceships. Their bosses hey, come get us, but no one's answering. So she finally says, well, I'm going to call and let them know that we found this new organism. So what happens? Weyland-Yutani, the evil corporation, shows right up a week later. Haven't heard from anybody in months, and all of a sudden Weyland-Yutani shows up and hey, guess what? We're Weyland-Yutani. We just bought your company. We own your company. We own all your research and all that. So this corporate takeover. And of course the father's all pissed off, so there's this family tension because the father didn't want the specimen back, didn't want the wife telling anybody about the specimen, and but the wife was just hey, I want off this planet, and I was hoping to get that whoever shows up will take us home because I want to have the baby at home. So Weyland-Yutani shows up, basically we own this planet, we own your company, we own all your research, and we own that specimen. The dad gets pissed. He ends up getting arrested by the Weyland-Yutani soldiers and shit. But the daughter ends up going into the lab and basically steals the frozen face hugger, and then takes off with it in her backpack. Meanwhile, it's starting to thaw. The face hugger is thawing out. And then it shows that in the ice, there's a bunch of frozen aliens in the ice. So that's kind of where it ends, kind of a cliffhanger. So I don't know. I dig it. I'm digging on it. It's just a setup issue. We come to your standard alien story. We're dealing with an evil corporation. We're dealing with, obviously themes of motherhood. There's the baby the baby alien. The daughter has the baby alien. Her mom is pregnant. So I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm an Alien fan, and hey, it was 4/26. Alien Day was the other day. 4/26 is considered Alien Day because of LV 4/26, the planet in the Alien movies. So
okay.
Yeah. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It's a solid start. We'll see where it goes.
Cool. All right. Any more books?
I read this Clobbering Time. I'll just show it for the art because the art is dope.
Okay, that's
the
cool.
art is dope.
I know you said like another what are you gonna say? Like somebody else is gonna be other than Hulk, but yeah.
Oh, it's Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine this time. Yeah.
So Clobbering Time, it's Steve Scroce. He's a dope ass artist. It's his chance to draw all these cool superheroes, and he's got a really dope art style. As you can see, here's the cover. You can't see Wolverine down there.
I see the claws.
Yeah. But he last issue he teamed up with Hulk. This time he teams up with Wolverine. It's a fun issue. They're after this villain who snuck into the Baxter building and stole all of, Reed's tech. And now he's got all these powers and shit and all, a bunch of toys that Mr. Fantastic built. And you can see him trying to like pull Ben's rocks off his body and shit. So it's them, and then Wolverine chops off his arm. He turns into a monster at the end, and Wolverine chops off his arm, and it's just all cool, dope ass art. The writing gets a little wordy. The artist he's actually writing this as well. He's writing and art and doing all the art. So yeah, he just gets a little carried away with the words, and you can tell he's having fun. He's having fun being able to, play with these toys. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just a fun, stupid story, with dope ass art. So 4 out of 5. The next issue is going to be Doctor Strange. So.
Cool. All right.
And I'm pretty much booked up. I mean, I did read that new Green Arrow book too.
I didn't read that.
I didn't have it.
Even though I was all hyped, I want to read. You know why I didn't read? You know why I didn't read the Green Arrow?
It's too much.
No, not too much. Maybe, but yeah. The reason I didn't read it because I realized on DC Universe, they're dropping like those Dawn of DC books. They're dropping them a month after anyway.
Yeah.
So
I just checked it out, and it's like a new story arc. I don't know what happened in that Dawn of DC or whatever, or whatever crisis they had last.
He was like the only one that didn't get killed or some shit.
Something. I don't know. And he like wakes up on an island. It's an alien island. And I'm like, right away, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, they're trying to take it back to, when he was on, I have to be something else and had to learn, all that shit. It's the same thing. It's just different.
It is a number one. It introduces Roy and Connor and, the Arrow family,
Right. So they got their whole thing going on. So.
Yeah. So I really didn't know what was going on, and but it is like a reboot. He's setting up Ollie and his family as heroes now. So, I don't know. I figured I didn't have much to say because I'm not very well versed in the Arrowverse as much.
Yeah. If you watch CW show, Arrow.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Green
it.
Arrow. I meant to say,
or Detective Comics. The Bat family, the Arrow. It's similar.
Yeah, it's basically like he's always been a Batman ripoff. That's just how it is. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was all right. I don't know if I'm going to read the next issue, but I decided to check it out.
I'll check it out when it come on DC Universe. Because like the Doom Patrol 2 dropped, and I was like, I'm good. So,
yeah, I didn't bother reading that either. Like I said, I'm kind of on a budget, so I can only afford so many books. So.
Yeah. That being said, like I said, I promised Jake my Jack Harlow review. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it.
Is Jake still here? What up, Jake?
Jake is probably gone. That's okay. But my thing about it, because I'm gonna save the music reviews at the end of it. So I came on here ready to bash the hell out of this. I like another bullshit Jack Harlow album. I'll be honest with you, wasn't that bad. It was okay. He is very much took the criticism too hard that everybody said about his last album, that it sucked. And he basically went back to the lab and was like, you know what? Let me try something. Let me not just be white Drake. Let me actually be me, try some new shit. So he was more authentic on this album. His lyrics were more personal, reflective. He didn't sound like he was just outright blatantly copying and mimicking somebody else. So I was like, okay, I can deal with it. I can deal when a white rapper isn't appropriating another black rapper. I can appreciate that when he's just being him, and that's it, So yeah.
I think you're not a fan of Action Bronson then?
I want to like him, but I can't like him, but I do like him. It's complicated.
I like his videos.
Yeah, I like his video, but here's the thing. Because I think I started listening to Action Bronson before I knew he was white. I'm sorry. For some reason, I just
this new Ghostface album's dope.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought like, this Ghostface is jamming. Like, hell, hell yeah. They're like, oh, that's not Ghostface? Uh-oh. All right. I feel bad now, that being said, the thing what I want to bring
to Jake right there.
There you go, Jake. Okay, so yes, the Jack Harlow album did not suck. I actually recommend it. It was actually a smooth, nice 10 album listen. It's like 20 minutes. It's something he just pretty much just knocked out. It wasn't like it's not even an LP, it's an EP. So easy breeze. You listen on the car ride to work. Now, my thing about this, what Jack Harlow said that I don't appreciate, that he said he was the best white rapper since Eminem. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like you said, Action Bronson, Bubba Sparks. But my favorite white rapper other than Eminem, because I'm from the South, I got to say this, Paul Wall. Another white rapper we didn't know about. Now, Paul Wall, nobody knew he was white. He was just rapping, and he was like, yeah, it's jamming. Then he showed up on a video like 5 years later, and everybody was like, what? He was like a white dude with like gold teeth and shit. We were like, we didn't know, so yeah. So that's the thing.
I'm up here in the Twin Cities. We got Atmosphere and Brother Ali and
no, not ASAP Rock. You got I don't know.
Yeah. Tons of white rappers up here.
Like I said, not too many down in the
South.
South.
I'm not a big fan of them. Especially, I know Atmosphere was huge up here in Twin Cities. He just writes. I mean, I don't mind. It's just, it's all about girlfriends and shit. I don't.
Yeah, I can't. It's no.
Writing about his exes, all rapping about his exes and shit.
Yeah, so Jack Harlow wants to call himself the second best white rapper. Fine, go for it. Okay, cool me. All right, whatever.
They gotta flex. They gotta.
Every rapper has to say they're the best this, best that. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Whatever. Whatever. You're not Paul Wall. That's all I'm saying. But yeah.
Well, LP right. From Czarface.
Oh yeah, LP. We've got our LPs. Yeah.
No, not LP.
Yeah, run the jewels. Run the jewels. Yeah.
Yeah, Run the Jewels. LP. I'm thinking Esoteric. Is that his name? Czarface.
Oh, is he white?
Inspector Deck.
Yeah, the other guy, is he white?
Yeah.
Nothing bad. Just like it's just I know it's Inspector Deck and another guy. That's all I know.
And a white
guy. Not a white guy. I just knew it was just another guy. I was like, whatever. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But yeah. Alchemist. I think Alchemist is white. Is Alchemist white?
Yeah.
If Alchemist is white, he's up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He put an album. If Alchemist is there, then okay, Jack Harlow, you keep going lower and lower and lower down the list because you're not those guys. So
but then there's like Ill Bill and all that La Coca Nostra guys. They're like the white Wu-Tang. Slain and fucking Vinny Paz, and that's all that Philly, the East Coast. Those, you never heard of that shit?
No.
Oh, Izzy, nephew Izzy, he loves all that Army of Pharaohs and Snow Goons, all that Philly, Vinny Paz, Slain. Slain's been in some movies. He was in The Town.
And that's the thing that gets on me about that. A lot of white rappers, the first thing they do, put out an album, and all of a sudden they're in movies. Marky Mark.
Well, Slain put out several albums before he ended up in movies.
Okay, just making sure, I don't want to be another Mark Wahlberg and Lil Dicky and, but Cool as Ice.
He's only been like in a couple movies. Like The Town came out like 10 years ago.
Still, but that's my thing. But yeah. All right. So I think we said enough about it. Like I said, Jack Harlow, I recommend it. I don't know if I'm going to see White Man Can't Jump. I don't know. You cannot remake that movie without Rose Perez. Sorry. That's my thing. But yeah.
Or Woody Harrelson or Wesley Snipes.
Whatever. Rosa Perez. You can't remake it without Rosa Perez. That's all I know. I'm sorry. That was around the time when I was just becoming a teenager and I saw Rosa Perez. I was like, okay, yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jake says Vinny Paz.
I don't know who these people are. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's from that whole crew, East Coast Philly.
Let me just throw 3-6 Mafia. Just get my mouth. That being said, if you listen, they're saying this is Leroy.
It's Eli.
And be good to what's the quote? What's the quote? Be good to each other and each other. I fucked it up already.
What are you quoting?
Jerry Springer.
Oh.
Nah, I fucked it up. What is it? Be good to
be excellent to each other. That's Bill.
No, that's not it. That's not it. I can't remember it. Damn it. Jack White is the new White Man Can't Jump movie. Right, which one reason I'm not gonna see that movie. Yeah. Because no Rose Perez and Jack White. Jack Black? Jack Harlow? One of them. There is a Jack White, isn't it? I think there is a guy named Jack White. What are we talking about? Anyway.
Jack White? Oh, from the White Stripes.
From the White Stripes. I remember there is a guy named Jack White. There's a Jack White and there's a Jack Black. Yeah.
Jack Black, Meg White. Jack White.
Anyway, be kind to each other, be excellent to each other. I can't remember what Jerry Springer said, but yeah, something like that. Yeah.